Have you ever thought a penny might be worth more than $1 million? Maybe it's sitting in your drawer, in your change jar, or hiding in your coin collection right now. Sounds unbelievable, right? But I'm here to tell you that a specific 1967 Lincoln penny could be worth up to $2.50 million. I'm not exaggerating. You won't believe the story of this coin, and how you could cash in on this rare treasure, but here's the catch: you might be overlooking it. That little penny you've tossed aside could make you incredibly wealthy, and the clock is ticking. The year is 1967. It's a time when the world is changing, and for some reason, in the middle of all this, a series of pennies rolled off the U.S. Mint's presses with no mint mark. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with mint marks, they're the tiny letter on a coin that tells you where it was made. Every regular penny has one, except for this rare 1967 coin. Why no mint mark? Theories vary, but it doesn't change the fact that this coin could be worth more than a house in certain areas of the U.S. You're probably wondering, how can a penny that seems so ordinary be worth so much? Well, here's the thing. This penny is no ordinary penny. It's a mistake, a fluke, an anomaly in the minting process. The absence of that mint mark means only one thing: it's incredibly rare. And because it's rare, the value skyrockets. But don't get too comfortable, because there's more to this story. More questions that need to be answered, and more value hidden in the details. Now that you know about this incredibly rare coin, you might be asking, how do I know if I have one? If you're searching through your old pennies right now, here's a tip: check every 1967 penny you own. But don't just glance at it, look closely. Is there a mint mark? If you see none, congratulations, you could be holding on to something worth a small fortune. You see, when something is this rare, it's a race. A race against time. And it's not just about what you have in your pocket. People are looking for these coins everywhere. If you wait too long to sell, you could miss out on the biggest paydays of your life. The market for rare pennies has been heating up. People are paying tens of thousands of dollars for just one coin like this. But let's slow down for a moment. What do you do with this rare coin once you found it? How do you cash in on its worth? That's the next part of the puzzle. You might be thinking, wait a second, what's next? Do I need to call a coin expert, or will a simple search on eBay get me my $1 million payday? Well, I'm glad you asked. And I know, you're probably thinking of diving headfirst into eBay, but hold on, don't click away just yet. There's a right way to approach selling your rare penny, and the wrong way could cost you thousands of dollars. This is where it gets interesting. You can't just take this coin to any buyer or throw it up on any website and hope for the best. No, to unlock the true value of your coin, you need the right strategy. Coin experts, dealers, and auction houses all play a role in getting you top dollar. When selling a coin like this, you want to connect with someone who understands its value and rarity, because believe me, some buyers may try to lowball you, thinking you don't know what you've got. Now, I know what you're probably thinking: what happens if I sell it at the wrong time or the wrong place? Well, the consequences could be huge. You could miss out on a fortune, a small fortune that could change your life. And speaking of timing, here's where it gets even more intense. Have you ever heard of a coin auction where the bid on a single 1967 no mint mark penny went from $10,000 to $2.50 million in just minutes? I'll tell you exactly where this happened, and how you can position yourself for success. But you'll have to stay tuned until the end of this video to find out how you can be part of that auction, how to approach the sale of your coin for maximum profit, and the shocking truth about how much people are willing to pay for this rare penny in the current market. But before we get into that, let's talk about something crucial. This coin isn't just valuable because of its rarity. Its value is also driven by the growing demand for rare collectibles, especially when it comes to coins. So the sooner you find your 1967 no mint mark penny, the sooner you can get in on the action. But time is running out. So, do you want to be one of the lucky few who gets their hands on the payout of a lifetime? The answer is simple: you have to act fast. Start looking at your pennies right now. There's no time to waste. Don't let your rare find slip through your fingers. Here's the payoff: if you found a 1967 penny with no mint mark, you've got the chance to make a massive fortune. Take it to a reputable expert, get it appraised, and start the process of selling. Whether you're at an auction house or a trusted dealer, the value of this penny can soar. It could be worth anywhere from thousands to a jaw-dropping $2.5 million, depending on its condition and rarity. The bottom line is this: if you have this penny, your time is now. Act fast, get the proper evaluation, and you could walk away with life-changing money. So, here's your call to action: check your change. Look for that 1967 penny with no mint mark. And remember, when it comes to rare coins, timing and knowledge are everything. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more tips on rare coins that could change your life. Stay informed, stay ahead, and keep an eye out for treasures like this. Your next big payday could be just around the corner. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket worth not just a few cents, but over $2 million. Sound impossible? Well, it's not. If you're holding on to a 1971's mint mark Lincoln penny, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Stay tuned, because in the next 10 minutes, you're about to discover everything you need to know about this rare penny, and how you could sell it for up to $2.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.30 million. Before we dive into the value of this incredible coin, let's take a trip back in time. The year is 1971, Nixon is in office, and people are just starting to adjust to the economic changes of the 70s. The U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies that year, but not all of them were created equal. Among the mass production, a small number of 1971 pennies were made with a rare S mint mark, and if you have one of these in your collection, you might just be holding on to something that can change your life. But here's the kicker: the rarest of them all isn't just a typical penny. There's a specific version that could be worth a mind-blowing sum of up to $2.30 million. Now, I can already hear some of you saying, "Yeah, right. I don't have that in my pocket." And maybe you don't, yet. But here's the thing: the difference between an ordinary penny and a fortune is knowledge. Once you have the right knowledge, you can spot these valuable coins from a mile away. The clock is ticking, and trust me, you don't want to be the one left behind. Alright, so now you know there's a potentially life-changing penny waiting to be found. But how do you actually identify it? I know you're wondering how to spot this rare 1971's mint mark Lincoln penny. Well, let's break it down. Start by looking for the S mint mark. If it's there, you're on the right track. The mint mark indicates it was made at the San Francisco Mint. But here's where things get tricky: most of the 1971's pennies you'll come across are actually just standard coins. It's the rare varieties that can make you millions. Now, the ones worth the big bucks, the 1971's with a double die obverse, feature a noticeable doubling of the design, particularly in the date and the word "Liberty" on the front of the coin. If you're seeing a split in the letters or the numbers, hold on to that penny tight. It could be worth a small fortune. Now, I know what you're thinking: it sounds easy, but it can't be that simple. Trust me, the minute you find one of these, you're in for a major payday. But hold up. Before we get into what your 1971's mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth, let's take a quick look at how people have already cashed in on these rare pennies. Let me take you through a few success stories to really hammer this home. In recent years, collectors have sold 1971's mint mark pennies for jaw-dropping amounts. One example was a perfectly preserved 1971's double die penny that fetched an incredible $2.3 million. That's right, someone walked away with a fortune simply because they knew what to look for. Now, I'm not here to promise that every 1971's penny you find will fetch millions. But what I am saying is that if you're not paying attention to these coins, you could be missing out on a huge opportunity. And I'm not talking about a couple of $100. We're talking about life-changing money that if you find that perfect penny, it could mean you no longer have to worry about retirement, debt, or anything else that's been holding you back. It's about unlocking freedom, and it's all in your hands. But here's the catch: time is of the essence. As more and more collectors learn about the value of these pennies, the prices are only going to go up. The longer you wait, the more you risk missing out. If you wait until everyone is looking for these coins, you could be left holding onto a less valuable one while others cash in. So don't hesitate. Now, you might be asking, how do I sell it? Where do I even begin? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that's exactly what we're going to cover in the next video. You don't want to miss it, especially if you want to get top dollar for your rare penny. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, because I'll show you exactly how to turn your rare 1971 mint mark Lincoln penny into cold, hard cash. 12:56 p.m. January 9, 2025. Are you sitting down? Because what I'm about to tell you will make your heart race. Have you ever thought that a penny could change your life? No, seriously, a single penny, one that's been sitting in your collection or tucked away in a drawer for decades, could be worth more than you ever imagined. Today, I'm talking about the 1986 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why some of these pennies are valued at a staggering $2.1 million. That's not a typo, $2.1 million. Stay with me as we unravel how this small coin could lead you to financial freedom. But here's the catch, not all of them are worth a fortune. The secret lies in knowing what to look for. Stick around, because you might just find out you have a life-changing coin on your hands. Let's start with the basics. If you're like most people, you've probably tossed thousands of pennies without giving them a second thought. They're small, they're often covered in dirt, and let's be honest, we rarely give them the respect they deserve. But what if I told you that a simple 1986 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, could be hiding in plain sight in your pocket change, worth millions? Now, why the 1986 penny? Simple. It was part of a very unique production year. In 1986, a batch of these coins left the U.S. Mint without the typical mint mark, meaning they weren't stamped with the D or S that most coins from that year carry. The lack of a mint mark was an error, an extremely rare one, and it's this rarity that makes these pennies incredibly valuable. Let's talk about why this coin is so sought after. In 1986, the Philadelphia Mint made a mistake. Some of their pennies were struck with no mint mark, making them one of the most elusive and valuable coins from that year. And here's the kicker, it's so rare that even the slightest imperfections in the coin's condition can skyrocket its value. A penny in pristine condition could easily fetch thousands, if it's the right one. But this isn't just any penny, it's a symbol of opportunity, of wealth, of a chance at something bigger. How many of you out there would love to change your financial future with just a simple coin? Well, keep watching, because I'm about to reveal exactly how to spot one of these treasures. Now, here's where the excitement kicks in. Do you have the 1986 no mint mark penny? That's the million-dollar question. But before you rush to check your jar of change, let's break down exactly how to identify this hidden gem. First, you need to be on the lookout for that missing mint mark. The 1986 pennies struck in Philadelphia are the ones to pay attention to, but remember, the mint mark should be absent. If it's there, if you see a D or an S, then unfortunately, this isn't the one worth millions. But what about the condition of the coin? Well, condition is king in the world of rare coins. If your penny has any signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, or damage, it's not going to be worth a fortune. A coin in mint condition, what collectors call proof-like quality, could sell for much more. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I tell if it's in good enough condition to be valuable? Here's a pro tip, look at the coin under a magnifying glass. Examine the fine details around Lincoln's portrait. If you notice a lot of wear or if the fine lines are fading, this will lower the value. But if the details are sharp and clear, your penny just might be worth more than you think. But don't be fooled. You might have a 1986 penny without a mint mark, but it's not always the case that they're worth a fortune. So, how do you know if it's the real deal? There are certain auctions where these rare pennies have sold for more than $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. And while that's a rare case, the right 1986 no mint mark penny could still fetch a few $1,000s, easily. Alright, let's talk about the big question. What's the actual value of these 1986 no mint mark Lincoln pennies? The truth is, it can vary widely. The last time a high-quality 1986 no-mint mark penny was auctioned off, it sold for over $2 million. That's not a fantasy, that's real money. So, how did a penny become worth millions? It all comes down to rarity and demand. You see, rare coins are part of a specialized market. Some buyers will pay top dollar for coins that are extremely hard to find. And it doesn't hurt if the coin is in mint condition. The 1986 no-mint mark penny, given its rarity and historical value, has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. These buyers are willing to drop big money because they understand just how rare and valuable these coins are, but here's the twist, here's the real secret I need you to pay attention to. The market for rare coins is constantly shifting. Coins that were worth $5,000 yesterday could be worth $10,000 tomorrow, and those $10,000 coins could be worth millions next year. Timing is everything. If you're looking to sell, you need to act fast when the market is hot, but what if you don't sell? What if you hold on to that rare penny? Well, it could continue to grow in value over time, maybe even beyond what you ever expected. Imagine holding on to a coin worth a few thousand today, and then years later, discovering it's worth millions. It's not impossible. Now, the big question, do you have a 1986 no-mint mark penny? The answer might surprise you. You might have one right now, sitting in your collection or laying forgotten at the bottom of a drawer. The only way to know for sure is to start looking, and looking carefully. I'll be back with more tips on how to turn your coins into serious cash. But before you go, let me ask you, what's the rarest coin you found in your collection? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about how you can cash in on these hidden treasures, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Just an ordinary penny, right? But wait, what if I told you that this seemingly insignificant coin could be worth up to $2 million? Sounds too good to be true. Well, that's exactly what I'm about to reveal in today's video. Stay tuned, because the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be your ticket to a life-changing fortune. I'm about to show you how. But first, let's dive in and uncover this incredible hidden treasure. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny, how could it be worth that much? It's a valid question, and I'm here to answer it. The 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the most sought-after coins among collectors. But the real question is, why? Why is this penny so valuable? To understand that, let's first talk about what makes this coin unique. Mint marks. If you've ever looked at a penny closely, you'll see a small D or S, that's the mint mark, telling you where the coin was produced. But the 1990 no-mint mark penny? No mark. And that's the key. You see, in 1990, the US Mint produced a very small number of pennies without a mint mark by accident. Some say it was due to a change in the minting process, others believe it was a mistake. Whatever the reason, that tiny error created a coin that would skyrocket in value, so much so that it could be worth as much as $2 million in the right condition. But here's where things get interesting. You might think, well, how do I know if I have one? The truth is, it's easy to overlook. Most people who have these pennies have no idea they're sitting on a gold mine. So let me ask you, do you have a 1990 penny with no mint mark? No, you're not imagining it. Go check your couch cushions or that jar of coins you've been meaning to sort through for the last 5 years. Pause for effect, here's what you need to look for. The coin will have no mint mark beneath the date, making it the key feature that sets it apart from the regular 1990 pennies produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But it doesn't end there, condition is everything. Coins in mint condition, those with no signs of wear and tear, or discoloration, are the ones that fetch the big bucks. And we're talking about hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars, depending on how pristine the coin is. But what if your penny is worn? Is it still valuable? Well, here's the thing, condition affects value, but even pennies with some wear can still be worth a lot more than you think. In fact, there's a case of a 1990 no-mint mark penny that sold for $1.7 million. Now, imagine that being you. Imagine finding that penny you thought was worthless, and then realizing it's worth more than most houses. That kind of windfall could change everything for you. Now, let me ask you, how badly do you want to know what steps you need to take to turn your pennies into big money? Well, if you're still sitting there wondering how to get this kind of value, here's a hard truth: the clock is ticking. Coins like this don't stay under the radar for long. The market for rare coins is hot, and every day that goes by could be another missed opportunity. But here's the good news. If you act fast and know what you're looking for, that fortune could still be within your reach. The 1990 no-mint mark penny could still be hiding in your change jar, and the chance to cash in on it could be just around the corner. All it takes is a bit of knowledge, a keen eye, and the right steps to get your hands on what could be the largest payday of your life. So, what should you do if you find one? Should you hold on to it and pray it increases in value? Should you sell it to the right buyer? In our next video, I'll show you exactly how to authenticate your coin, how to get it appraised, and how to sell it for the highest price possible. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. Remember, there are people out there right now who are ready to pay you millions of dollars for a coin just like the one you might have in your possession. But you need to act fast before that chance slips away. So if you're serious about turning your rare coins into big money, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for the next video. Time is of the essence, and you don't want to miss out on the insider secrets I'm about to share with you. This could be your moment. Your future, your wealth, it could all start with one little penny. So go ahead, take a look, and don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Until next time, stay sharp, stay smart, and remember, your next $1 million coin might be closer than you think. Well, stick around because I'm about to show you how the 2006 mint mark Lincoln penny could be worth up to $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, million. Keep watching to find out how this small, unassuming penny could be hiding in your collection, and it might just be the ticket to a life of financial freedom. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny, one of the most iconic coins in American history, has been circulating for over 100 years. But in 2006, something extraordinary happened at the Denver Mint. A small batch of pennies was released into circulation with a subtle, but crucial error. Now, you might be thinking, I've seen plenty of 2006 pennies, but they aren't worth much, are they? Well, here's where things get interesting. The 2006 mint mark penny was part of a special run, and among them, there are extremely rare variants that could make you incredibly wealthy. But before we dive into the specifics of this rare coin, let me ask you this: do you have any 2006 pennies lying around? Chances are, you do. But what if I told you that some of them could be worth up to $1.7 million? Don't go anywhere because you'll want to know how to spot one. Now, here's where it gets exciting, and a little bit nerve-wracking. The key to the high value of certain 2006 pennies lies in a small but critical error, what's known as a double die error. This occurs when a coin is struck more than once, resulting in a ghosted or doubled image on the design. In the case of the 2006 penny, the error specifically affects Abraham Lincoln's image and the lettering on the coin. These double die pennies are incredibly rare, and you may not even notice the difference at first glance. But don't let that fool you. A small mistake like this can lead to a huge payday. To the untrained eye, a 2006 penny might seem like just another penny, but to a collector or a coin expert, it's a potential goldmine. But here's the real kicker: what's that worth to you right now? I'm not talking about a few extra dollars here or there. These rare 2006 mint pennies have been known to fetch prices as high as $1.7 million in auctions. That's right, one penny, worth potentially millions. But here's the thing: only a handful of these pennies are out there. And the window to cash in on them could be closing faster than you think. Do you have the right coin? Stick with me, because in just a minute, I'll show you exactly how to identify if your 2006 penny could be worth a fortune. Now, let's get practical. If you think you might have a rare 2060 penny, there's one simple thing you need to do: examine it closely. Here's what to look for: the double die error. Check for any doubling in the design, especially around Lincoln's head and the Liberty text. If you see even the slightest hint of a ghosted image or double impression, that's a strong indicator you might have a valuable coin. The condition: the higher the quality of the coin, the higher the price it can fetch. Coins that are in mint condition, free from scratches, dents, or discoloration, are worth far more than those with wear and tear. Get it appraised. If you're unsure, don't leave your fate to chance. Get the coin appraised by a professional. The difference between a $5 penny and a $1.7 million penny is a matter of expertise and knowledge. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on your chance. Here's the truth: the world is full of overlooked treasures. In fact, many people just like you have coins tucked away in their drawers or storage boxes that could be worth millions of dollars. So ask yourself, could one of those pennies be worth your fortune? And I get it. This might feel like a lot to take in. But trust me, this could be your big break. But before you rush off to dig through your coin jar, let me remind you of something crucial. This isn't just about finding a rare penny. It's about setting yourself up for financial success. Here's a little secret: coins like these don't just appear in the marketplace every day. They're rare. And when they do surface, they can disappear in the blink of an eye, snatched up by serious collectors and investors. But here's where you have an edge: you're ahead of the curve. And in just a moment, I'll tell you exactly what steps you can take to make sure you're not leaving money on the table. Don't go anywhere. The best is yet to come. At this point, you might be wondering, how can I turn this into a reality? The answer is simple: start paying attention to the coins you already have, and start taking action. If you think you might have a rare 2060 penny, don't just stash it away in a drawer. Get it appraised, get it evaluated, and then take the steps to sell it to the right buyer. Imagine waking up one morning, discovering that a coin you've had for years is suddenly worth millions. The feeling is indescribable, but the key is knowing how to spot it before someone else does. I'll leave you with this: your financial freedom could be one coin away. So, what will you do next? Remember, coins like the 2060 penny are out there, and with the right knowledge, you could change your life forever. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another chance to learn about rare coins and their hidden value. And always remember, your journey to wealth could start with a single penny. See you in the next video, and happy coin hunting.